Hello and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm making watercolor cards. So I have these cards that I bought at some big box store, probably Michael's honestly. And I'm gonna cut out some watercolor paper, and I just have these large sheets of watercolor paper, and I'm just going to cut them to fit the cards, and then I will um, glue them on, and basically I'm just doing a floral design on the cards, and yeah, that's basically what I'm doing with these. So here I'm just measuring out what I want. I like to leave a little bit of space so that you can see the brown on the outsides of the card, of the white sides of the card. So I think they were like, I think they were like 5.5 by 4 or something like that, and or 4 and some change. And so I made the dimensions 5 by 4 for my white space, and then I measured them out and just cut them out with a die cut machine, or with a die cutter. And here's my die cut machine. Sorry for the wobbly video. I have my camera mounted to the side of my table. I'm planning on getting that fixed. So I just bought a new camera mount this weekend. So I'm excited to get that up and running, so I can do some different angles, and I'll have a little bit more sturdy setup. So I will be playing with that a little bit more once I get that set up. And then here's my cards, the little 5 by 4 cards. Um, I messed up on trimming these quite a bit. So later in the video, I have to erase some of these pencil lines. And I messed up by putting the pencil lines on the watercolor side instead of the smooth side. Um, so I have to go back and erase those, and instead of just flipping the paper over, which was kind of annoying. But that's just me not paying attention to what I'm doing as I'm creating things. But it happens. My favorite color to use for these florals is permanent rose, and that's the color I'm pulling out now. I just feel like it's so pretty. It's like a mix between like a red and a pinkish color, and it just exploded on me. I've been having a lot of trouble with my watercolors lately because it's been so long since I've used some of these tubes. And so they just really dry, the caps dry out, and they just get kind of crusty, and I have to use my teeth to open them. I know you're not supposed to, but yeah, I can't get them open. I mean, I should probably use like pliers or something, but yeah, I just use my mouth. And then, yeah, so here I'm just mixing my colors up. Um, I used the permanent rose and white, and then I did some orange and white, and did some permanent rose in there, but I still felt like it was too orange, so I go back later and put some more permanent rose in there, um, just to make it look more of a pinkish color. And other than that, um, yeah, I just get right into making some roses. And my designs are a little bit different than how I practice them. Instead of doing like little bundles of roses, I did more like roses with stems. And I think they came out really well. I'm pretty happy with how the cards came out. But you'll see here how I decided to do them. And I do the same technique as I was doing before, where I just start with the center of the rose, and I sort of work in a sort of circular motion. Start with the bundle, and leave white space, leave negative space in between the bundles. And you'll see that whenever I do the next one. Um, but and then I just gradually increase the space and make the layers wider. It's a really easy technique um, to accomplish a really beautiful rose. So you just start with a small, and I sort of do these dizzy circles, circular patterns. Sometimes I don't connect the lines all the way, and I just widen my space over time. You can let them overlap if you want or not. It doesn't really matter, and you just kind of smush it together. It's okay if they're not perfectly circular. Um, it's the impression of a rose that you're wanting to give, and I think that's the most important thing. Is like you're giving with the watercolor, it's loose, and you're wanting to give the impression of a flower. And here's where I messed up this one is I got too excited about how beautiful these were, and I immediately went in and added the green, and it just bled into the rose. But that's okay. I think sometimes the bleeding in can look really pretty, but I should have just let the roses dry, and it would have looked gorgeous if I let the roses dry and just left it alone. But I was like, right here is like where I was like, oh, I should have let the roses dry. But that's okay. I just set that one aside and I started over and decided to change up my technique on working on these. So from here on out, I do the roses and then let them dry, and then go in and do the stems afterwards. So here I go in and add my stems, and I start to add my stems and my leaves. I know roses have like these jagged leaves, but I'm not really great at creating those, so I just did these sort of leaves where that I know how to create, and that's just by dragging the brush. And I find that these look pretty pretty by themselves. And so I just sort of dragged the brush and created these leaves. Sorry that this bit is off camera. I got really focused. So here's the glue that I use to glue the cards to the back. It's Tombow monoliquid glue. It's by far my favorite glue. I use it for everything, um, mostly everything related to paper craft. But it's a great glue. Um, I can't go on enough about it. um, so here I'm just I forgot to sign these, but I always like to sign my watercolor cards. I typically do cards for people around Christmas, around Valentine's Day, sometimes around Halloween, um, just special occasions. I like to make some watercolor cards for people in my life and give them out because I think they're just like a special little something for people in my life. And so here I'm just applying the glue to the back of the card and pressing on the adhesive. So I did one, and I'll show you how I do the next. So just making sure they measure on nicely, applying the glue to the back of the card, and then just putting it in place. And then I like this glue because you can slide it around after a little bit before pressing it on. But then after that, it's a pretty tight fit and it stays in place. So you have a few seconds to work with it and working them to place with on the paper before it sets in stone. And I really like that. And then I stick them at the bottom of the stack so that the weight of the paper kind of helps it set down and stick to the back of the card a little bit. All right, and then there's my 4 cards all laid out. I think they came out really pretty. I'm pretty happy with them. Thank you for watching my video. Please like or dislike my video. And thanks for watching again. And if you'd like to see more, please subscribe. And I will see you next time. So thank you again. Bye.